And to think, this is made out of a beer keg. Wanna know how? So this is what you're going to need. First and foremost, recyclable beer keg. This one particularly came from the good folks at Indeep in Glasgow. Thanks very much. However, when selecting your beer kegs, most pubs are quite happy to give them away for free. You want one like this, that you can see it's got two plastic shells around it, yeah? There are ones like this, it's one plastic shell. However, the stickers in this part in particular are a pain in the bum to get off. What else you need is, you need some orange cellophane, scissors, something sharp to pierce this with, craft knife, some black card, double-sided tape or sellotape, and of course some lights. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this top part off. In most cases we should just unscrew. And then we're going to use something sharp to pierce this. Be careful, because it is a pressurised container. It's just health and safety warning right there. You can use an awl or a power drill. If you use a power drill, just be careful of the plastic inside the liner, it may get caught in the drill bit, or even a nail on the stick. Simpson style. However, you might want to do this outside. Once it's fully depressurised, you'll be able to tell because it's now squidgy. You want to remove this outer shell. What you can do is make a little hole and use your craft knife. And what we want to do is we kind of want to slice down this way along the edge, being careful not to burst the inner part of the keg. Like so. Also, recycling. Okay, now what we want to do is cut down here, maybe the other side, just so we can get this inner part out. Again, be careful of your fingers, but also be careful not to slice the inner part. And then we can clear this label off. The final part is we want to cut round here to take the beer bag out. I was not responsible for drinking this one. Once it's cut, just pull this part out. It is kind of like taking the top off a pumpkin with all the seeds. And you've got your lantern base. Also, if you're anything like me and can't waste it, there's a good elastic band in there. Now, you may want to tidy up any wee snaggly bits that's on here. And now to do our facial features. Quick note, what you might want to do is, if you want it nice and symmetrical, fold your card in half before doing your eyes, mouth, whatever. You may want to draw it out in advance or just freestyle it. Entirely up to you. I'm going to freestyle it. Remember, keep these bits because you can use that to cut out other parts. And once you get your shapes that you're happy with, we're going to put some double-sided tape and then put them into the keg. Quick thing worth noting, this is always going to want to be at the bottom, and this way they can go outside. And if there's any little bits folding away, just hold them in place with some clear tape. It's not a big deal. Or at least it wouldn't be a big deal if I could find the end of the tape. Now let's get the rest of the face on. And now that you've got your face in place, just remember, you can also do messages and things at the back if you wanted. You need to cover it in the cling film. Cling film, cellophane. So if you're lucky enough to find something that's actually taller than your keg, brilliant. However, in this case, what we're going to need to do is basically wrap it up in this sort of fashion. I would either put double-sided tape around the edges or just tape it in place. I couldn't have planned that if I tried. Got to do it more, don't worry. Any excess you have at bottom, fold on in, and at the top, just fold it over on itself, kind of like you do when you're wrapping a present. And then you can use some tape to hold it in place. I've still got another bit to attach here, we'll get that in a minute. Now that it's all wrapped up, time to put the lights in. And all we're doing there is basically attaching them via a little bit of sellotape on the top of the dome. I don't know how you feel about it. And there you have it. One beer keg pumpkin lantern that can sit quite happily outside. Additionally, we can always add something green on the top to give it that little pumpkin bit of foliage. If you are going to put it outside, I'd recommend using foam rather than card because obviously things can get wet. Enjoy. And just a final note to always remember and support your independent pubs and bars and, you know, fuck whoever spins.
I'm the best, totally the best beer keg pumpkin maker in the world. There's nothing I don't know about beer keg lanterns. They're very, very legendary.